I'm standing outside the gates of the infamous Chunder Mansion, where the world's most secretive organization is holding their private annual dinner to likely discuss some of the world's most jealously guarded classified information. The organization is so secretive, we don't even know what it is. Our correspondent, Jeff Toblerone, is live on the scene. Jeff?
Taylor, I'm standing in the garden, peering in through the tinted windows of Chunder Mansion, likely observing something I'm not supposed to. But because of the dark glass, it's impossible to say for sure. But one thing is absolutely certain. Whatever I'm not seeing is definitely something I'm probably missing out on. Our correspondent, Robert Funch, is live on the scene with more information. Bob!
Jeff, I'm huddled tightly in the air vent of Chunder Mansion, where, just beyond these very walls, the most important people in the world are probably convening for what could possibly be something very interesting. And while it's unclear exactly what's going on here, there's one thing that's for certain. We have no idea what to be excited about, but it's probably privileged information. Our correspondent, Corduroy Jones, gives us a deeper insight on the situation. Corduroy?
Bob, I'm currently existing in the negative space between our dimension and the next, standing in what is most likely the main parlor of Chunder Mansion. Though it could also be Pakistan. It's impossible to say. A footstep here could take you 10,000 miles or a single centimeter. It's all completely random and I'm very confused. But if I'm actually standing in the parlor, it is potentially very exciting. Back to you, Taylor. Well, there you have it. Chunder Mansion. We may never know the secrets it possesses. We may never uncover the answers to its riddles. But we are all paying attention to it, whether we should be or not. I'm Taylor Twiddly Poop Poop, and this is 23.5-hour Action News.
Wow, Chunder Mansion. I've always wanted to see the inside of this place. You can't even search for pictures of it on the internet. So whose birthday party is this?
It's not a birthday. This is the League of Angry Rogue Proctologists. You know, L.A.R.P. I mentioned it in the car a lot.
I thought you were talking about those people who roleplay with the foam swords.
Yes, well, as you can see, we're not at a potluck in a motel room near the convention center. We're at a black tie dinner event. Though I can see how you could think that with Proco carrying around that foam sword like that.
What, this? No, this is a real sword. I was planning on winning.
So then all of these people are what? Evil proctologists?
Yeah, more or less. The most wealthy and distinguished evil proctologists, anyway.
Scout! It's him.
Oh no, where? Oh, I see him.
What? Who?
Over there. The guy in the red cape with the pointy ears.
Yeah, I see him. Who is that?
He goes by a lot of different names. The Rumbling Thunder, the Howling Death. But most people know him simply as
Smellula. Count Smellula.
Well, well, well. If it isn't my old college roommate, Proctologist Nefarious. Oh, but I hear you're going by Proco now. How quaint. And these must be your goons. The one with the non-denominational British accent is Scout. The creepy one with the dilated pupils is Nacho. And look, a third stooge to complete the rhetoric.
Adrian.
Well, enjoy the gala. It was made possible thanks to donations by me. Have a nice night.
That guy sucks.
I should have never come out to this party. I knew Smellula was going to be here.
Hey now, you're still relevant? You've managed to keep your evil under wraps while being completely on the grid. That's not easy. You run a fairly successful practice right in the heart of town. Think about all these other guys here who have to always be on the run.
Oh, sure, it sounds bad when you phrase it like that, but all these guys have a do-gooder counterpart to do battle with. I haven't had someone like that since...
Wait, do battle? Like how? With superpowers?
No, nothing like that. We fight with specially designed weapons.
Is it dangerous?
It can be, but we have very specific rules of conduct. The most important rule is that if someone yells hold, everyone has to stop fighting. And
Okay, now this is starting to sound a lot like LARPing, like the roleplay kind.
it's actually much less dangerous.
Hello! Welcome to the 40th annual LARP dinner. Now that it seems everyone has gotten settled, we're officially locking the doors, so grab a seat and buckle up.
What is he talking about?
Oh, they do this every time and make a big show out of it.
Give it a rest, Donald!
He spent all this money on engineering the building into an airship so
Whoa,
he could...
whoa. Airship? You never said anything about an airship.
Well, I'm awfully wasted, Adrian. I pre-gamed pretty hard before I got here.
Guards, lock the doors! Guests, grab a seat! We're taking to the skies! Now that the airship is in flight, please feel free to proceed to your cabins. Thank you, and enjoy the party.
So, where exactly are we going? 'Cause, you know, you didn't tell me we were getting on an airship, and I got stuff to do tomorrow, so,
We are flying deep into the heart of the Tanzanian jungle. The way there's treacherous storms, headhunters, guerrilla militants.
Sure.
But there's an underground city beneath Mount Kilimanjaro. We're docking there.
Where did you guys get the budget for all this?
This is nothing! You should see the Christmas party! They genetically engineer a real Santa for one painful, bleak, and morbidly reflective day of existence.
Well, you just think that there would be some kind of news coverage. I mean, we just took off in the middle of the city.
If you're just joining us, we're covering the activity here at Chunder Mansion, where the building seems to have mysteriously transformed into an old lady on a park bench feeding some doves. No one knows quite what to make of it, but we're fairly certain it didn't always look like this.
Fooling people is easy, Adrian. You just have to give the people a more believable scenario than what actually happened. For example, everything you know about outer space is a total lie. It's just science covering up for their mistakes.
What?
Yup. As it turns out, galaxies? Smudge on the Hubble. Yup. Astronomy's just one big juggling act of made-up terms and circumstantial suspension of disbelief. I mean, they have people naming stars. It's such a joke.
I named mine Nacho.
I think I'm just too stunned to believe you.
Yeah, well, not everything is the way it seems, Adrian. Whoopi Goldberg is the name of a black lady and not a Jewish lady. I'll just let that sink in.
Huh. I just got a text from an unknown number asking me to meet them out on the deck. Alone.
Careful, Adrian. There's a lot of really evil people here.
I bet it's that Smellula guy. I'm gonna go give him a piece of my mind.
If he kills you, be prepared to spend a long time reliving your last seconds of agony over and over again in an eternal abyss beyond this mortal plane! That's kind of his thing.
All right. Now, where is he? Huh? Hey, wait a minute. Is that Smellula down on the lower deck? What is he doing to the lifeboats? He's cutting them free from the airship! Wait. But if that's Smellula down there, then who sent that text?
Hello, Adrian.
Nacho? You sent that text? But I left you in the cabin. How come you're always in more than one place at a time?
I get around, but that's not important right now.
That's right! Smellula! He's up to something. We need to tell the others. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Hello, I'm a doctor. For years, America has struggled with weight loss. Modern diet and exercise routines can only get you so far if you only have a week or so. That's why I've developed my own dietary supplement. When used in clinical testing, we found that 78% of the weight lost was pure body fat. The other 22% was organ weight. As the organs are broken down, they're converted into a natural substance known as blood, which is then safely and quickly flushed from the body by any means necessary. It's extremely painful and absolutely disgusting.
Warning, dietary supplements are not to be taken under any circumstance. This man is not a doctor. He paid a lot of money to get on television and should not be trusted. Life is an inconsistent void of false truths and ignorance, and we are all buying into this fabricated reality and tightening the noose around our collective social evolution. You are sheep, God is dead, death is a turtle.
And now, back to the show.
Proco, Scout! I just saw Smellia on the lower decks cutting the lifeboats from the ship. He's up to something, and he doesn't want anyone to escape.
What?
Oh, this is not good. If he has any plans to sabotage the ship, we'd be completely screwed. We're flying over the Atlantic Ocean right now. We won't be over land for a few hours.
So then we don't have a lot of time to figure out what he's up to.
Then let's get down to the games room now! We might have to skip the indoor skydiving because the line for that is huge, but we should leave now if we're going to have any time in the arcade.
Proco, we don't have time for games.
But I brought my sock full of quarters!
Proco.
Fine, we'll play after we catch Smellula. But what could he be up to?
Well, let's not just stand here speculating. Let's get down to his cabin and make him tell us.
Yeah!
All right, cool, angry mob!
All right, Smelliela. We know you're up to no good, so come clean. We'll let you off with just a warning.
You don't have any authority on this ship. If anything, I own this ship thanks to my generous donations. Ergo, I can do anything I want. No one even knows who's on this ship. You could all disappear without a trace and be so many milk carton sob stories. But you've got the wrong guy. I'm afraid I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, it sounds like you're pretty confident that you could get away with whatever it is you're not doing.
I say we just tie him up!
Yeah! Who turned out the lights?
Quick, turn them back on.
Aha! You thought you were just going to slip away undetected in the dark. But we were too quick for you, Smellula. So why don't you just come along nice and quietly? Huh. He's dead. Yep, this is a dead body. Well, that was a bad lead.
That doesn't make any sense.
Wait! Now I see. There's a hole in his back where someone's hand can control him.
That makes even less sense.
So, he was a puppet the whole time, and the mastermind is still out there, probably using the power outage to escape.
So the mystery goes even deeper than we ever suspected.
Huh? What was that? It felt like something hit us.
It could be a sky whale. We have those, right?
More likely, it's the Good Friends Club. They're the organization of all the do-gooder counterparts to all the evil guys on the ship. Sounds like they got their ship working again.
Yes, but it could also be a sky whale.
It's not a sky whale, Proco. They're extinct.
Guys, look out the window. You're both right. It's a sky whale. And the Good Friends Club has built a ship on top of it. I think they're boarding us.
Hello, League of Angry Rogue Proctologists and guests. This is the Good Friends Club. We are here to do battle. And also, Roger here left his wallet on one of your chairs last time we did battle. Not sure if anyone has seen it. Anyway, we're boarding you now.
Quick, help me move the bed. There's an escape hatch underneath it.
Right.
All right, everyone inside.
Ah!
Yeah.
Okay, we should be safe. This tunnel leads directly to the lifeboats.
But there are no lifeboats.
Crap! I forgot.
Now what do we do?
We're gonna steal that sky whale.
What?
Excuse me?
This tunnel leads us to the lower decks, which are directly beneath the main decks, which is where they'll be docking us from. We'll grapple up to the bottom of their hole and crawl up to the side of the whale, break through the window and subdue the pilot, then ride the whale safely back home.
Yeah, okay, MacGyver. And how do you expect to get over the hurdle of grappling to the bottom of the hole?
With this grappling hook that was lying on the ground right here. Now come on!
Coming!
I really have nothing to be upset about. I'm just jaded. I'm just jaded.
Here, let me make you a rum and coke.
Thank you, Nacho. This is gasoline.
How did that happen? You know, looking up at this thing, I'm beginning to question your plan, Proco.
It's not my plan, it's our plan. Now use your extensive lasso training to throw the grappling hook and latch onto that sky whale!
All my years of being a rodeo clown are finally gonna pay off. You can do this, Adrian. I got it!
Good, now let's get climbing! Oh, good! Scout and Nacho!
You're not really intending on climbing all the way up there, are you?
Not only that, but once we do, we're taming this thing and taking it home. Now hold the bottom of this rope. Adrian and I are going up.
Fine, just be careful, Proco.
All right, my turn.
You better hurry up, Adrian. I don't know how long this rope is going to hold the weight of both of you.
Hey! I need to use the bathroom! Do you think there's one on the sky whale?
I don't care!
'Cause I really need to go!
Well, why didn't you do that before climbing 100 feet into the air?
I didn't want to! Now I'm regretting that decision!
Can't you just hold it?
It's an emergency! I'm coming down!
No, don't come down. I'm still climbing.
Coming down!
Proco, Adrian, the rope is snapping!
Climbing up!
Hurry, Proco!
I made it! Okay, now you, Adrian, come on!
Almost there! Almost there!
Almost there! Almost! Wow!
Adrian, I got you! Don't let go, Adrian!
I'm not letting go, Proco! I promise!
Just swing all of your weight over and I'll pull you up!
Okay, here I go. Proco, you saved my life.
Yes, well, I am a doctor.
Come on. Let's go find you a bathroom.
Oh, I'm okay now.
What do you mean you're okay?
Just very sticky.
Oh, what?
Okay, let's find the bridge and take over this whale. Looks like everyone is on the airship, so we'll probably only be up against a skeleton crew.
Over here. This door is marked bridge.
Good work, Adrian. All right, let's get in there and take them by surprise. Wow, there are skeletons in here!
There are like 5 skeletons in there.
Yes, we are severely outnumbered. Usually there's only like 1 or 2.
Well, when you said skeleton crew, I thought you meant there weren't going to be a lot of people on board.
Well, there's not. But there are a lot of skeletons, so technically what I said was true.
Not quite, Proctologist Nefarious.
Smellula!
I knew this guy wasn't dead.
So, the life-size puppet was just a decoy. Very clever, Smellula.
Yes, well, fat lot of good that information does you. You're trapped on my sky whale, with me and all my skeletons.
But wait a minute. I thought the sky whale belonged to the Buddy Pal Amigos.
The Good Friends Club.
Yeah, the Friendly Dicks, whatever.
Don't you see, Adrian? It was all just part of his confusing plan.
Yes, and you'll take the details of that plan to your grave.
Yo! Quick, Adrian, use your kung fu!
What? Yeah!
Good work, Adrian.
I had no idea I could do that.
It's amazing what you can do when you have to. Jump into the deep end of a pool and you learn how to swim. Get charged by an evil proctologist wizard and you learn how to do a double flip kick.
Oh, cool.
Now let's see who he really is.
Taylor Twiddly Poop Poop, the news anchor?
Just as I suspected.
Scout? Nacho?
I took care of the skeletons out there with Nacho's help. Glad to see you're both okay. And you caught the mastermind. Good work.
He was going to sell all the secrets he learned at the mansion to third parties in the Proctology Underground for big money.
All while simultaneously generating huge viewership for his failing news show. And he was going to keep that gravy train going for years by sparking a huge missing persons case after dispatching all the members of L.A.R.P and feeding them to his sky whale. And since no one knows who was in the mansion, nothing could be traced back to him.
And I would have gotten away with it too. But I didn't try very hard.
So what are we gonna do with this guy?
I'm going to stick him in the refrigerator for playtime.
Then we'd better get home. Who knows how to fly a sky whale?
Welcome to 23.5-hour Action News. I'm your host, Jeff Toblerone. Today we mourn the loss of our esteemed colleague, Taylor Twiddly Poop Poop, who I'm told was lost at sea after a run-in with Sumerian pirates, which is how we all thought he would go. In lighter news, a local proctology practice right in the heart of the Nebraska coast has set up a charity organization to spread awareness for the endangerment of sky whales, who up until now were thought to be completely extinct. Our correspondent, Corduroy Jones, is live on the scene. Corduroy,
Jeff, I'm still stuck between dimensions. It's been what seems like an eternity. I've been deconstructed down to the smallest atoms and rebuilt as a complex incorporeal thought. There is no God. Wait, I think I see someone. Hello? Hello? Oh, my stars, finally! Human contact! How do I get out of here?
How did you get in my refrigerator?
Hello, this is Jeremy Vellucci, and if you're an avid listener, that means you know that I'm the producer of the show. I'd like to apologize again. I already apologized on my Facebook page, but I'd like to apologize officially here on the episode for getting this episode out so late. I mean, I can stand here and list excuses, but it was my fault. I should have worked harder and planned ahead. I was down at the NAMM convention down in Anaheim. That's the National Association for Music Merchants, for those of you who don't know. I was there with my band, The Element, representing all the companies that we endorse. And so I was there for 4 days, and that put a speed bump in my production. I thought, I'll just take the computer with me. It'll be easy. I'll just leave a bunch of stuff for me to edit, and lo and behold, I managed to get all of that done on the drive down. So I didn't have that much work to do. And by the time I got back into town, I only had about 7 minutes of material and 3 or 4 days to complete it all, so it was a rush. You know, when I started the show, I didn't think to myself that it would be this challenging to get an episode out every 2 weeks. I've done podcasts in the past where I tried to do an episode a week that was 30 minutes, only before it was like sketch comedy, so that's a little bit, less linear, so you can kind of write a bunch of ideas down and throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. With this show, you have to really think about the plot and how things resolve, and so you have to plan things ahead of time and actually really construct the episode before you start recording. And that's not usually how I work. I usually like to sit down and record like the 5 minutes that I've written to see how it sounds, and then, it helps me brainstorm ideas to continue forward. In the last show that I did, Proco versus Malice, I had another person, Pi Geron, helping me with that, so we were able to bounce ideas back and forth to each other, and the max episode length for that show was only about 8 minutes, so I don't know what I got myself into. But all in all, it's worth it. It's a really great portfolio for me to put together, something that utilizes kind of all of my performance skills in one show. Never had this opportunity before, and it's really nice to be able to record all of these things and get these characters out the way I envision them. So thanks again for listening to this episode of Suburban Proctologist. I'm sure you're all itching to get to your episodes of Welcome to Night Vale and Comedy Bang Bang. Real quick, before I go, I just want to mention I recently partnered with Stitcher, which is a podcast and internet radio hosting website. And if you go to stitcher.com/podcast/suburbanproctologist, you can rate my show. And if I get 5 ratings, I get added into a listing, which helps me generate more followers. So building a larger audience is a big step for me because I can start advertising my show now that I'm partnered with Stitcher. So that would allow me to actually make some money with this, and money means more production quality for this show that you love so much. So if you do that, that'll help me out a great deal. So as always, you can reach me at subprocpodcast@gmail.com and find us on iTunes. Subscribe, bitches, subscribe, and you'll get these episodes without even having to think about it. All right, I'll see ya in 2 weeks when I finish the next episode. I've already started on the script, and it's all outlined and finished, so should actually be out without any delays. So thank you so much again for listening, and I will see you then.